it's all generations is sitting in that fed bill, free them all. But like what I'm saying is like to the YouTube platform to see OG Freeze and other people like that come out the feds and kind of be a voice for the ones that stood tall. Even when people try to throw dirt on the ones that stood tall name, they speak up for them. That's the difference in them and how the outside world is, because today, you know what I'm saying, the one you with all day, kicking with you all day, then go kick it with the people that's throwing dirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we seeing stand-up dudes come home with real principles. They come from a real life, last of a dying breed, a real, you know what I'm saying? They come from a certain cloth where, you know, it's a lot of principles to a lot of things, not just to one thing.
Right.
So when they voice their perspective and opinions over this internet, it hit a little bit different because these are people that really had to experience the same things that you idolize the rappers for that they not even really doing.
Mm-hmm.
These niggas went and did 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 and was doing all the G stuff that a nigga could do in the streets in a federal building and came home.
Yeah. Got my nigga T's in this bitch. Midwest UGK, nigga. You already know. Yeah. I said my hands on this money. I'm caught up in this lifestyle. This 100-round drummy. It'll knock a nigga right down. My dope on my scale. It be knocking watch lights out. My spot do be booming. I'm caught up in this lifestyle. My hands on this money. I'm caught up in this lifestyle.
Yo, hey man, it's time for that Culture for the Street. We back at y'all. We in these streets, you dig, these YouTube streets. And before we pull off, you dig, we need everybody to hit them like buttons, because y'all know how we do when we do what we do. You feel me? And we're gonna start it off. We gotta talk about TTE Notti, man. Ooh. Now, TTE Notti is one of the hottest guys on YouTube. You feel me? He's the face of Pop Austin. Now, Pop Austin Media. Shout out to Pop Austin Media. But here's the thing. He done got caught up in pillow talking with dudes that he don't know from Adam or Eve. Now, Honeycomb, everybody know TTE Notti. He was rooting for Honeycomb Brazy before Brazy came home, right? So we know TTE Notti. He drove 12 hours down to Alabama to get an interview from Brazy. To make a long story short, he brought both sides of the family, you know what I mean, which made Brazy uncomfortable, and that kind of killed them doing an interview together. But in the midst of it all, right, B.G. come home. We know TTE Notti been rooting for B.G. as well. Now,
Just this, like we have too, man.
For sure. But in the midst of this, we know the internet tries to destroy Jizzle, and we thinking TTE Notti still gonna be rooting for BG even though he's home. And what does he do? He get exposed by Honeycomb Brazy artists. You feel me? His plan was to get Honeycomb Brazy artists to call Terrence Gangsta Williams on three-way so he can G-check him while it's being recorded on three-way. Make a long story short, Gangsta didn't answer the phone. So when Gangsta didn't answer the phone, he started going in on BG and Gangsta, saying, "Oh yeah, them niggas telling on the dead, whoop the whoop, both of these boys rats. You know what I mean? Whoop 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 whoop." make a long story short, Brazy Boy Trap, which is Honeycomb Brazy artist, he sends Gangsta the audio. Gangsta uploads the audio. So now everybody is questioning TTE Notti. Why? Like, we thought you was on this free BG, my homeboy, my dog BG free, and all this. What happened to all of that? So tell me how you feel, cuz. Tell me what you think. Where it went wrong.
We need to know what y'all think about this situation too, because coming in, like I said, I feel like TTE Notti turned up Pop Austin.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And when he popped up, he was another nigga I was rooting for, because, you know what I'm saying, it ain't too many of us in the YouTube world. And when I say that, I'm saying a lot of these people that's sitting behind these computers and these webcams, they don't come from the street. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Now, he came home, he was stamping BG, and he just was kicking a different type of vibe through the atmosphere. Now he done got himself into some things, and it just looked like, it just make him look like now he was one of them niggas that'll sit behind you and clap, but he'll also shoot you in the back when the pack come in, and it's just y'all two.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Just nigga, they ain't got to do with me, nigga. And I ain't even exposed them yet about you, bro. The same boat, y'all wreck. Y'all all mad on each other for ratting on the dead and for whatever ratting is ratting, bro. I don't give
what he come to, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like this situation brought the snake out of Cuz.
It did. It did.
Bro, you came back from Alabama and you had it on your heart that Honeycomb tried to backdoor you.
Right.
When far as the camera could see from y'all end, I didn't see 11 niggas with Honeycomb.
Mm-hmm.
So, from my perspective, you came to see Honeycomb. You had too many niggas, brother. So the nigga already got anxiety,
right?
PTSD and
real
smoke. And then you show up and you talking over the internet about how you showed up with 11 niggas, all y'all strapped. You even implicated yourself for being strapped. Why would you do that when you just got out the feds?
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? So it was a little bit too much. So yeah, on the blow-by side, it seemed like he had a point, but when you go back and start revising and really paying attention to what's going on, it's like watching a movie more than once. You start seeing stuff that you didn't see the first time.
You looking at
I'm really starting to notice that Cuz was just moving wrong, and the way he was moving had Honeycomb on his pivot, because he don't know what y'all really on. Is y'all really here to get some footage, or is y'all trying to bust a move?
Yeah.
But you come back to the internet and make it seem like Honeycomb gonna put himself in a situation to crash out purposely by telling you to come all the way from Austin, Texas to Alabama. Y'all strapped in everything on the road, 11-hour drive, so you say, or whatever the case was.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get there, and even the cameraman that's with you got a stick. Everybody got a stick. I would have had my shooters sitting next to me too, not talking neither.
Right.
Nigga, don't take your eyes off them neither. You can't afford to. They got weapons on them.
And we don't know them.
These out of town niggas.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like Honeycomb was doing nothing wrong. TTE Notti just tried to paint that picture, but now we seeing what's going on with Gangsta, TTE, and all these other dudes. It's like TTE Notti really exposing itself. Like what I really want to know, and what I want to, because I know it's a lot of people that watch Pop Austin. Shout out to them.
Straight up.
What I want to know from y'all, what we want to know, because we want to know this personally too. I just want to know what y'all think. Leave the comments in the comment section.
And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about it, right? This how you know when a nigga know he done did something flaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
He after Gangsta exposed him, he messaged Brazy Artist again, like, oh, what type of nigga you is? You showing loyalty to a rat over me. But Brazy Boy Trap telling him, like, man, we don't know you from Adam or Eve. You did what I'm saying? Just like I don't know him, but I'm gonna show.
Like they supposed to have a bond with a stranger.
Yeah, but I'm gonna show Gangsta what type of dudes you is. You sit here and say free BG, this my dog. You saying I love you, but I got audio of you saying that this man is the law.
Sound like a snake to me, cuz.
Yeah, all day. You can't.
And
you
that's
can't
why
come back from that.
you can't exactly what, cuz he took the words out of my mouth. Paint said exactly what I was gonna say. You can't. Hey, there's nothing else to say about
take that back.
That move was what it was, bro.
Yeah, you got to stand on that. You
and
can't
at the same time, he showed his hand. So to real life street niggas outside, you got to pay attention to that, because when a nigga show you flaw shit about him, pay attention to that. Because it's overlooking that type of shit that had you having these high expectations of a nigga, and he can't even live up to them expectations.
He telling you he love you. Them the main niggas you gotta pay attention to. He don't know you.
Showing you he really hated you
the whole time.
The whole time.
You feel me? And see, now I'm gonna tell you how karma works. See, now since you did that to BG, now you got old Nan TV. They on your top, and they just expose you with misleading the public, talking about how you was charged, and they actually got your court documentations on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? See, like you said, cuz shout out to old Nan TV. You can tell these are some real federal babies, because this what they do. This what they was doing when they was locked up. They gonna break down that paperwork like a decimal, dog, like a fraction. I meant to say they gonna break it down. And so now it got you looking like you done told on somebody in your paperwork. You feel me? You putting paint where it ain't. Tell the truth. See, I could respect a man that admitted that he told versus a nigga said I ain't do nothing. How could you argue? How could I argue? How could you argue with me? Cause if I got your transcript right here and you saying blase squaze and you still telling me it's something else. You feel me? You gotta make it make sense.
That's why you know what I'm saying, on this platform, because it is a lot of people playing characters, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But on this platform, I feel like I ain't even gonna say older generation, because it's all generations is sitting in that fed bill, free them all. But like what I'm saying is, like, to the YouTube platform, to see OG Freeze and other people like that come out the feds and kind of be a voice for the ones that stood tall, even when people try to throw dirt on the ones that stood tall name, they speak up for them. That's the difference in them and how the outside world is, because today, you know what I'm saying, the one you with all day, kicking with you all day, then go kick it with the people that's throwing dirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we seeing stand-up dudes come home with real principles. They come from a real life, last of a dying breed, a real, you know what I'm saying? They come from a certain cloth where, you know, it's a lot of principles to a lot of things, not just to one thing.
Right.
So when they voice their perspective and opinions over this internet, it hit a little bit different because these are people that really had to experience the same things that you idolize the rappers for that they not even really doing.
Mm-hmm.
These niggas went and did 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 and was doing all the G stuff that a nigga could do in the streets in a federal building and came home breathing, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about the feds, nigga. We talking about somewhere where a lot of niggas don't make it up out that.
Real spill. And
so when you see the freezes and the gangsters and the,
we can't say naughty.
I gotta say, old buddy, man, I forgot his name, man. He from New York. Though.
Oh, Unique Mecca Audio.
Unique Mecca, man. We need the freezes, the Meccas, and the gangsters and people like that come from that, because the points they gonna make most of the time gonna hit different because they went through that. Just like they can speak to the youth, and it should register a little bit different, because that nigga trying to save you from something that he had to experience. Mm-hmm. If this nigga just went and did 30 years, then he come home trying to tell you how not to have to go do 30 years, you probably should be listening.
That's a fact.
Shout out them boys.
Shout out to both of them, all of them, man. All them fed babies. Now, on to the next now. Okay. OG Percy reacts to TD Jake's attending Diddy parties. And basically this what he said. He was like, I don't got no problem with TD Jake's personal life, but I got a problem with his spiritual life, because he was reading TDJ books while he was locked up and everything. So he's seen him go from preaching to prancing. And he was basically saying, like, you can't mix your personal life with your spiritual life. You feel me? He's human. He got the right to go have fun wherever he chooses, you know what I mean? Whatever his preference is, you feel me? But don't mix that with the spiritual world. In other words, keep that away from God's house. You know what I mean? You could do what you do. You know what I mean? Can't nobody say.
I like the way you put that, cuz.
Yeah.
Okay, now after I say what I'm saying, we definitely want to know how y'all feel in the comments, nigga. Join the conversation with us. Let us know how y'all feel. Drop it in the comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. But I think that would more apply to people like us. Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm gonna say that, cuz, is because with us, we expect it to be imperfect.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So we can go to church and try to discipline ourselves, knowing that that's a work in progress every day. Right. Whereas a man sitting behind a podium preaching to a whole community, telling them what to do. Mm-hmm. Let's keep in mind, he telling the whole community what to do. They believe in him. They root for him. They will give him his last. They'll put it in the collection plate. Once you pick up that responsibility, that's a responsibility that spills over into your personal life as a pastor. Mm-hmm. You a man of God now. Right?
For sure.
So he can't afford to, okay, when it's church setting, I'm 100% locked in. But when church out, I'm doing all the same type of things the people that I'm preaching to gonna go be doing. So what makes me different? It should be somebody else up here preaching at this point. Because you're supposed to be leading by example, and you're not, because you really have the same lust and temptation, and you idolize the same things that we do. So you really the wrong person for the job, but nobody want to take the gown away from you. Mm-hmm. But yet we watching him fly around in private jets and go to Diddy parties. And then he get offended when the world speak on it. Now the world is two-sided on it because he got his following. And they gonna believe TD Jakes no matter what. They don't even care that he was at Diddy party. They don't even question why he was at Diddy party. And that exposes them for being just as fraud as him, because the ones with some sense looking at him like, oh, you've been lying to us.
He came out and responded like he refuses to respond to false rumors and stupidity on his pulpit. If y'all looking for that, you ain't gonna get it. That's what he said when he came to church.
Mm-hmm. I don't expect him to address that in the church house.
Right.
But you still got some explaining to do to the public as a pastor, because at the end of the day, see, a lot of people don't understand about like this whole religion thing. You ain't never think about this, cuz. And this for entertainment purposes only. You got your own opinion, your own perspective on everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talking about a black man.
For sure.
That got rich off of poverty-stricken communities. He built his faith up in poor communities. He didn't go to a rich community and build the faith over there. He built this faith up in
the
poverty-stricken communities. So he no different than a drug dealer. He lived as a pastor. He basically preyed on the poor for financial gain. Not only that, name me one black pastor that got a different color God on their wall that's preaching the same as he preaching when we know it to be the other way around. That ain't how that nigga look, man.
Yeah.
And you know why it's like that? Because in order for churches to get money, because they have their own banking system where they have Christian banks.
Right.
And for them to get these loans and these things from these banks, they have to preach what they want them to talk about. That's why we don't see no nigga on the wall. That's why we don't see no nigga at the podium telling us that really this is really the nigga on the wall. Because this nigga that's on the wall, this ain't the one. This ain't really him.
Right.
Because they get money from people that's telling you can't get this money unless you
lead
preaching what we want you to preach.
Right. You got to teach this first.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So he coming in the game, deceiving the public anyway. This is just exposing them, but people gonna take it how they want to take it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's TD Jakes, and they've been listening to TD Jakes for a decade. They ain't gonna go against TD Jakes for some stuff that we said.
Right. That's their pastor. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's their pastor. So, they gonna rock out with it. Now, on to the next. So, Scrappy catches backlash for speaking up for men, and he want to know why is nobody standing with Papoose when all that gotta happen is one thing happened to a woman.
The world against that nigga.
You got women from Mars, Pluto, the Earth, and behind the mountains coming out
the water and everything.
Yeah, but
I seen some shit that when men do some shit, man, women stand up for they stand up from all mountains of the earth. They stand up. Oh, why would he do this shit? Why would he do? But we ain't heard nothing about what happened to Papoose. We don't hear shit about that shit. Ain't nobody standing up for Papoose saying, "Oh man, we sorry that shit happened to you. Shawty did you dirty." We ain't hearing none of that shit, man. We ain't hearing none of that shit because ain't nobody trying to stand up. And they talking about the woman is the most unprotected person on the motherfucking earth when this is daily. This is daily. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is daily, my nigga. Fuck that shit, my nigga. I'm standing up for the black woman and I'm standing up for the black man. That's what I'm doing.
You got women from Mars, Pluto, the Earth, and behind the mountains coming out
They
of
coming
woodwork.
out the water and everything.
Yeah. But soon as something happened to a dude, they overlooking it. You know what I mean? Like, what's up with that, bro? And they say the black woman is the most unprotected person on earth. How?
I'm that part is correct. I would agree with that part. I would say that the woman is the most unprotected because at the end of the day, as a majority, we don't protect our women. We like the main ones, like black men, we the main ones breaking them down.
Right.
It ain't like 400 years ago where the white man, we can't blame that nigga no more, man. It's us in the house breaking the woman down, cuz. So
that's true.
As a majority, just because there's some good men out there, they still the minority. The majority of these niggas running them through the ringer.
Okay, so where Papoose stand at then?
I need some understanding. I want to know what y'all think. I need some understanding too. We need some understanding because we need to understand that this is the man that was getting praised for being what he was for Remy Ma. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about like all the women was pointing the Papoose to the other dudes, like, look, nigga, this is who
yeah.
Because that nigga, man, that's a real black man. Yeah. They was black loved. I'm pretty sure they trademarked that or something because that hashtag meant them for probably the whole time. They was the logo. When you get on the internet and type in black love, they came up.
And Nipsey.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like to see him go through this and nobody stand up for him, it's just like he got swept under the rug.
That's
like
why I'm
women
saying.
Go do hood rat shit. Nobody want to put them on the board for it, but when a man go do something, they get tore down so bad that it's damn near hard to rebuild from that.
So since you saying that, how is they the most unprotected person, cuz?
Because women ain't
because what I mean by
I'm about to break it down to you. The reason why I'm saying this, why they the most unprotected, because like I said, if we're not protecting our own women, bro, who protecting them? So it ain't just us that's a threat to them. Everything outside of us is a threat to them. They have no real protection in reality, to the point where they can try to go get a job, and naturally women gonna get dressed to go be presentable. So it's to a point in the workforce, certain workforces, you got these men of control that they temptation and lust over women. They use that to open a door for women to be able to advance. You see what I'm saying? So they got to deal with that too. So by the man that they would engage in a relationship with not protecting them, they not only not protected by the black man, they also not protected in the world, which makes them more vulnerable to us, because you could drop us off in the jungle. We gonna know how to make a spear. We gonna know how to fight off a couple wild animals and try to avoid the lion and the bear. You see what I'm saying? We gonna know what to eat and not to eat. It's just gonna come natural for us to be barbaric. So now, we don't have to have nobody but God for us as a man. Other than that, we are the protectors.
Now that you say it like that, it makes sense. But why I'm looking at it from a different point of view, right? Is because, okay, say for example, Father's Day come up tomorrow. Who gonna be bashing us the most? The white, the Chinese? It's gonna be our sisters. Right?
Mm-hmm. Because that's something. See, now I've been talking about that on Only Grown Folks Allowed. Accountability, because the reason it's like that is because look how long we went through life where we just had this stint where men wasn't shit in a relationship. That's why you got so many single women with kids while a nigga then went and got a whole new relationship, started a whole new family. Like when we part ways in relationships, we leave women with these responsibilities that we don't necessarily got to pick up unless we want to.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
Think about it, because when we was young, if we ever seen a man play with our mama like that, we wasn't feeling that.
No, for sure.
So think about all the other kids that been having to go through that for the last 40, 50 years.
I guess
all the broken homes and homes that ain't complete because the mom and dad wasn't in the crib.
I guess I'm looking at it like from a different tribe because I'm speaking for the fathers, right? Okay. We know it's a whole lot of fathers that's cap out there, but we also know it's a whole nother mountain of fathers that's standing firm. Why the mothers not being mothers, they dropping the kids off here, there, and everywhere else.
Just because you don't see them get rewarded don't mean they ain't get. Okay, if it's 10 million niggas, 3 million of them just stone cold 100% deadbeats. The other is probably 2 more million. They going through stuff with their baby mama where if they ain't cool, the baby mama ain't letting them see the kid. Then
right.
It's a couple more million. They in and out depending on if the baby mama open up and let them hit when they come through. You see what I'm saying? There's so much going on with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it just put a barrier. Okay, if it's 5 good niggas out that whole millions of niggas, you're not gonna see them get applauded for. That's only 5 people. We seeing millions of people not get applauded because of their personal experience with the man they messing with is a piece of shit. So nigga, fuck niggas on Father's Day. It's more niggas outside treating they bitch like shit than it is niggas outside being a traditional man to her.
That's a fact.
So we can't expect the same thing. Because one thing about a mom on Mother's Day, she really been a mother on Mother's Day every damn day.
Father's Day.
When you bounced out, she had to be accountable for everything, no matter how. If she had to go work 2 jobs, nigga, go wash dishes somewhere. Like they had to pick up all the responsibility because they can't. You know.
Let me say this: I could never put the man before the woman at all. You did what I'm saying? We know the woman come first, then man. You know what I mean? Yeah. I could never compare a mother to a father because a mother gotta be a mother 120%. You feel me? Like they say,
no days off, cuz.
Yeah. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe, because at any time he can bounce out, you feel me? And it's still gonna be the mother's job.
And that's why it's like that, cuz. So when you say like, okay, on Father's Day, you gotta think on Mother's Day, it's always even the moms that might not be the perfect mom. If they ain't out on the street, they kids ain't really absorbing the struggle because she taking it all on the shoulder and all of that. She is Mother's Day every day. You see what I'm saying? So the majority of moms is playing that position. The minority of moms ain't playing that position. When you go to the men, the majority of these niggas is fucked up. The minority of these niggas is good.
True.
It's gonna be like that.
That's a fact.
So you can't expect sometimes for men to be like Papoose is like a unicorn. Because at the end of the day, we talking about a man that did everything a man supposed to do for a woman. That's what they wanted in the first place.
Yes.
And then he gets screwed over. And then nobody says anything. Oh, she wrong. She ain't getting ran through the mud about it or nothing. Because at the end of the day, it's Papoose like 0.5%. Nigga, when you go by majority and minority, the majority of niggas out here, some of the women feel like he deserved that. So they overlooking Papoose, not even realizing he didn't deserve that.
He need recognition, bro. Like you said, he was the definition.
He need recognition. Nigga inspired a lot of men to want to be You know what I'm saying?
Man
That's
up.
a nigga for they women, man.
Yeah,
And
made you want to man up for real. And
you know
still to this day, I think Jeezy probably the only rapper that mentioned, basically tried to say him like this a real good stiff dude, because even after all of the embarrassment, he still
ain't doing no talking or nothing. He ain't running through the mud or nothing. He
none
ain't
of
even
that.
talking about the fight.
No.
Cuz got hella problems because at the end of the day, you can't let that stuff break you down, man. You still gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Right. He's standing firm.
It just sucks because as men, you're not gonna get defended like you expect to. And that's always a disappointment. Like even in this situation, we watching somebody that's a good person not be defended. But what we seeing happens to us all the time. That's why it hits the way it hits. That's why you see little Scrappy speaking on it, because when certain things happen to us, we supposed to just take it. We got the same kind of feelings. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
Because the thing is, everybody not gonna rant like Tyrese. You feel me? When Tyrese did it, the first thing a woman say, "Oh, he too sensitive. He too sassy.
Too sweet."
But he only being human. That's just how he respond when his feelings hurt. You feel me? That's why men stay stiff and we take things to the grave. Because the minute we do some Tyrese jump, y'all gonna look at us as he acting like a little boy.
And let's just be honest, women don't like weak men. Once
no,
they see
not at all.
Weak, it's gonna take everything about them that they liked about you. It's gonna take a big chunk of that away, because women don't like. How can they even feel secure around a weak nigga? You mentally weak. She break down, you gonna break down. Y'all done. It's over with.
Yeah. You go to the internet, hit the live stream crying. She gonna go to the internet live stream crying too. It's just gonna look like a whole mess.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. So it's like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, shout out Papoose, man.
Yeah, shout out to all of them.
Just as much as he inspired us, that slap in the face made men feel like, see what I'm saying? That's why you can't treat women like that, because at the end of the day, you're going to give them all, you're going to do all this stuff for them, and they're going to do that.
Yeah. All the visitation care packages, all this stuff, that didn't mean nothing.
So, men, next time you end up in a situation and it's going left like that, look at that motherfucker, man, and just say Papoose, man, and walk off, man. Fuck that. Nigga, ain't nobody defend Papoose, nigga. We gotta stand up for Pat, nigga.
We gotta ride for him, bro. That's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's still standing firm to this day.
She left that nigga for a nigga that's making chump change. So this is another thing, and I also talked about this with DJ Academic. It gotta be in you, not on you, man. Y'all try to put it on and think that materialistic women are attracted to that, but that's not what's gonna make her commit and love you for real.
Yeah, that ain't it.
You can have all the money in the world. They really have to like you. Want to be a certain way for you. You see what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Period.
But this all we got for y'all on this episode. It's time for that Culture for the Streets, man. Y'all know the assignment. I ain't gotta say too much. It is.
You already know, man. We out of here, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
Gone.